Well, that's a little bit of a complicated question because there's pieces there, so I'll try to break it down into a few things. So first, I'll talk about the importance of consecration. I think it's the single most important thing you can do. I tell young men entering the seminary, you will be devoted to Our Lady or you're not going to make it. This is not anything new. The Second Vatican Council and the Church before always said that priests need of devotion to Our Lady. I think it's more crucial. Why? Because of the lateness of the hour that we live in, or the darkness of the hour, the many difficult things that we go through. Consecrating yourself doesn't make your life a cakewalk that you never have suffering. But, well, I'll tell you a story a little later about how that bore fruit in my life. But it's like Our Lady, through it, promises to get you all the things that you need. It greases the wheel, it makes things a lot easier, and it's a protection. You know, it's a protection because we belong to Our Lady. She's going to guard what belongs to her, and she's going to care for her children, right? If you're sick, your mother's going to help you. So putting it maybe in a sentence, I would say, Mary can do all these things for you without consecration. But when you make the consecration, you are giving her permission. You're giving her permission. It's kind of like when you go to the doctor, you know, it's not a perfect analogy, but he can sort of help you. And it's like, well, you know, I can help you a lot more and you'll get better quicker, but it's going to hurt if you do this. So you see, he needs your permission in order to do that. It's analogous a little bit like that. God will always do things in your life, but when you give this great permission through Our Lady, it is giving permission so that Our Lady can get it for you in a better way or a quicker way, the most expedient for your soul. How do we consecrate ourselves to Our Lady? Well, in the first order, it's just like any other sacramental. There's no bad way of doing it. Any way you do it is going to be a good thing for your soul. Pope Benedict once said, time in prayer is never wasted. I'd say that about consecration. That being said, I think there are some ways of preparing for the consecration which are superior to others. Even St. Louis de Montfort, the great Marian apostle, said this himself. He talks about in the end of True Devotion, I see many souls that are devoted to Our Lady, but how many will ascend to the first step? How many will ascend to the second? How many will go the whole way, right? And so he's acknowledging that not all devotees to Our Lady are operating on the same level. I would say that about these different consecration methods. For myself, I think the single most best preparation is St. Louis de Montfort. Most of the ones that I know of, except for St. Maximilian Kolbe, are trying to imitate him. Maximilian Kolbe wrote his around, I think around the time of John, he was unaware of St. Louis de Montfort when he wrote it. And it's excellent. And, you know, so is Father Gately's, 33 Days to Morning Glory. But in my experience, the very deepest level of the devotion that I've seen is represented in St. Louis de Montfort's writings. They are very effective. I mean, he says even in his own work that the devil so hates this book that he's going to rip off the cover and hide it away in a coffin and it'll be lost for 100 years. I'm paraphrasing slightly, but he says something to this effect in True Devotion to Mary, and that's what happened. We lost the book for like 100 years. His religious order didn't even know about it, and the cover was torn off. So the devil really cannot stand that work, and it is a great depth of devotion to Jesus through Mary that's represented in it. And so for me, in my experience, both in my own life and my life as a priest, it is the best way to understand true devotion and to enter into it. All that being said, whatever preparation you make, you have to live it. And I would say, ask for the grace. I want the grace of true devotion to Our Lady, and be faithful to it, and be generous to it. And then, if you're lacking something in your devotion, then God will remedy that.